Hey everybody, happy Friday. It's Friday the 13th.
Oh my God, yes.
This is lucky, right?
Yes.
I know that my shoulder's out of the camera view, so we're going to scooch that a little bit before I get yelled at. Welcome to the TED Show. You're lucky episode 155. You got a double nickels there. Let us know you can hear us and see us, because that's super important. There we go. John's on, so we've got somebody on. Johnny, let me know you can hear us and see us. That would be very helpful, because my wing person left to take a phone call. This is what happens when you pay people nothing for their production. Nesper, let us know you can hear us or see us. Give us the thumbs up. Say something.
We are.
No.
Can you hear me?
We know who's watching.
I want to make sure you can hear
Tiffany's watching.
me. Let's make sure. Mary, let us know you can hear us or see us. You know, this is the thing. Say, how's my good butt? You know what? I understand your thought process.
Is this the John Paul show?
This is the John. John and I went to high school together and possibly junior high, and his last name's not even Paul. So there you go. All right, so I'm assuming you guys can hear us. I don't want to get too far in. Hello from Boston. All right, Mary.
Ooh,
Mary, you can hear us. Yes,
Boston.
loud and clear. John, I owe you for that one because I almost fell into that. I'm not older. All right, so this is why I love Facebook Live, because the interaction's awesome. All right, so enough about me. Today, my guests are Stacie Brown Kelly and Eleonora Connolly. They are here sort of reluctantly. I drug Eleonora along and then she drugged Stacie along. But they are so engaging and so awesome and have great stories, both of them. And I loved the title. They came up with the title for the show. So lots for us to talk about. So welcome Stacie to my far left.
Hi.
And Eleonora in the middle.
Hello.
So happy Friday, guys. Thank you
Happy
guys
Friday.
for coming.
Thank you for having us.
So it's not as scary, right? You can see the comments.
yeah.
It's good. It's it's great interaction. It's immediate feedback. That's why I love Facebook Live. And also part of my cheeks cut off, so I'm liking that. Like the cheeks are so big, right? My chins. All right, so let's get to it. So give us a little history on both of you. That's always the part that people are hesitant on doing, and I don't want to talk about me, and you two are certainly part of that crowd. But give us a little background on you and what your why is. Why you're not why you're here, because I forced you, but your why in life and why you're in real estate and why you wanted to get into the real estate world.
Oh, I'm going first?
You are going first.
Eleonora, everybody.
Yes, so I am actually not a native of Florida. I'm originally from Boston. Yay, Boston. Been living here. My husband and I decided to move here 7 years ago. I spent 20 years in corporate America. I had banking background, provided guard services for about 15 years all around the country. And
guard services? I forgot this part. Yes.
So
you were in heavy security.
Heavy security, yes. Both in Boston and here in Orlando. Worked for a great company.
Don't mess with her.
No, not so much.
She knows things and people.
After 20 years of that, I decided, I wanted a better quality of life. It was the reason why we moved to Florida. And so I thought, what better career than, to get into than helping customers is what I do best. And so I decided, why not get my real estate license? So actually 2 years ago, this month, is when I got my real estate license. I've been doing
anniversary.
it. Yes, happy anniversary. Yeah.
That's you've accomplished a lot in 2 years in real estate.
Yes.
Because it's not as easy or glamorous as it looks.
No.
That's amazing. 2 years.
As they say, success is simple, but working it is not easy. You have to work it. But I do enjoy it. I love it, and I was a single agent for the last 2 years, and fortunate enough have been working with Stacie and her team, Team SBK.
Woo-hoo. Team SBK. Craig Delahoy just said, love this team. Go SBK.
Hi, Craig. Hello, down in the UK.
That's right.
And so we decided to join forces. I was fortunate enough that Stacie approached me, and I was very honored to join her team. Very, very excited.
And you were talented enough.
Thank you.
There it is.
Thank you. Yes, I don't take a lot of credit. And so, it's been 2 months now. And so, yeah, 2 months.
Amazing.
Yeah, 2 months already. And so, yeah, we are excited about doing a lot of, hi, Nikki, doing a lot of
So you can see, isn't it
exciting-
good? You
yes.
interact. It's so awesome. I love it.
If you need essential oils, call Nikki Blanton. She is
There it
fabulous.
is. I love it.
And so, yeah, so that's kind of the gist of my life.
And your husband's 7'4", right?
My wonderful, very supportive husband is 6'7". Excuse me, I'm like losing my voice now.
There you go.
He is wonderful. He is the love of my life. It's just the two of us. And I could not be forever grateful for having him in my life. He is my world. So love you, Ed.
We love you,
Oh,
Ed.
see,
Hi,
that's sweet.
Tracy.
I
Hi,
can't wait.
Tracy.
See, look, you guys did not take long to adapt to this whole
Not
thing,
at all.
right? All right, so Stacie, before we get
Yes.
started, what makes you cry? No, I'm kidding. So we talked earlier about
Over
how
moments.
we're not doing the cry questions today.
No.
So welcome. So Stacie, God, I'm sure she is not. She's probably regretting this right now. Going, oh my God, Bogart. So give us a little background on you, and as long as we're not at first grade by 1:30.
I promise we won't be. True Floridian, and graduated from the University of Florida.
Woohoo, go Gators!
And started my career in real estate with a national home builder. So I didn't, I was a little snotty in the beginning in the aspect of being offered a job from a very dear friend who gave me my opportunity to get started, which I turned down because I'm going, oh, real estate, really? I'm not going to do that. And after a year internship where I realized long hours and low pay wasn't so rewarding, I made a quick phone call back going, hey, is that offer still on the table? So I did have an extremely rewarding career with Engel Homes for a solid 10 years.
Wonderful.
I was fortunate to be trained and surrounded by some of the best in the industry. So that launched things and taught me more about relationships and understanding people. And when the market tanked, because that did happen at one point.
Listen, it really did, although sometimes I feel like we've forgotten again.
Yes.
Yes.
For those of us that lived it, there are some things that are reminiscent. After the market had done its major tank, I took everything that I learned and transitioned into the world of general real estate. So it made sense for me to transition into a company like Keller Williams for the training and for the education and the background and everything that it had to offer, since that's what I came from and had such success with to start. So,
And you didn't go with your other career, which was bartender.
Bartending. So when you realize you're a fixer and you like to help people and animals and do things all the time, you kind of have a fork in the road. So it was either bartending or real estate, and real estate seemed to be a better fit.
Understood. I think bartenders have the patience that, well, all of us do, the patience of
We
Joe.
all do. But
Well, and to be in real estate, you need to have alcohol.
Amen.
I'm just thinking,
Cheers!
yes,
Happy
cheers.
Friday!
Happy Friday.
Look at that thumbs up goes right up as soon as we say that. You love it. I love this audience. They're good.
So yes,
They wish that they were having a little cocktail on this Friday morning, afternoon, wherever we are.
Agreed. So yes, everything became relatable, and that helped launch the career in real estate, where things have started to expand. And
Yeah, how is it? So tell me about that, because there's been a lot of stuff, talk about teams. So teams are an interesting thing in the real estate world. People know you by your team. What was your motivation to create a team approach?
the approach for a team was to be able to take our talents and help more people.
Right.
There's only a certain amount of time in the day, and as a one-man show trying to wear all hats, it doesn't work.
It's so difficult.
And let me rephrase that. It's not that it doesn't work. It's normally there's a cost for something.
Yeah, sure.
And to try and find a balance, especially for family, it meant leverage. So it makes sense to hire to my weakness and build a team with people who specialize in things that they can focus on and expand.
I mean, I think that's so, it's important. I think a lot of us try to be the one-man show, one-woman show, and it always ends up, there's some, not just, I feel like it's a cost, and there's also this, you only get that one opportunity to make that impression, and so if you look like you're tired, exhausted, and
What do you
running
mean?
around like you look
What do you
amazing.
mean?
I wasn't going to say the mom comment.
good.
You look great. See, isn't that lighting awesome? I mean, you can't miss my forehead in that
I mean,
whole
we
thing.
slept only 2 hours.
You look awesome.
You have a 5 head.
I'm totally a 5-head at least in
So
this.
lovely.
Oh, look, Jenny Weimer
Hi,
came on.
Jenny.
Hey, Jenny. Love
Hey,
Jenny.
Jenny.
But I think that if you can't just break it down and try to figure out and admit that you have things that you can't do, then eventually your business suffers. Not just your business, but all of your relationships begin to suffer.
Hi, Ivan.
Hey, Ivan.
We love Ivan.
We love Ivan.
Ivan and I used to work together.
Oh, you
Yes,
did?
yes.
Was Ivan in security too?
No, Ivan and I were in banking together.
Oh,
So
was
Ivan
that?
has
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love Ivan. Absolutely
I love Ivan. Yes, Ivan. Hi.
He's awesome. So yeah, I think that what you're doing is so important. But I think a lot of people, the ego gets in the way, and so you think I can do it all. I've got it, and then you hold it all close like this, and then everything starts to implode.
And it's true. There is, coming off of being a single agent, I didn't realize now all the things that I was like, oh my, I could have been doing so much more that I didn't even realize
Hi, Jenny.
Hi,
I
Jenny.
could have even been doing.
Right.
Not only for my customers, for myself, for my growth, for helping my customers, helping those around me, for the sanity of my husband.
Poor Ed.
True. Yes, poor Ed. Yes, I say that all the time. Yes, God, he is a saint. But
To
truthfully,
be married to a real estate agent, you do need
Yeah.
to have strong patience.
yeah, you do,
Absolutely.
and there has to be a balance. Now, we hear agents all the time say, "Oh, I've just started. I'm going to go join a team immediately." Find your niche. Find what you need to do first. Figure it all out. Don't just just assume, because we've seen agents come in and join teams and it wasn't really what they wanted to do.
Right.
So it is about, even that is a balancing
It's
in
also
itself.
personality,
Yep.
right? So you also have to, just because somebody's amazing at whatever your weakness is or whatever you're not as good at or don't do as well or don't want to focus on,
Right.
doesn't mean it's the right fit for the team. So you have to, as the team leader or the person who's really
Right.
bringing people on, was that a challenge? I mean, we can talk about Eleonora as if she's not here, but
I'm not
was
even-
that?
We can. We can do that.
I'm kidding.
I'll just keep drinking.
That must have been an awesome, easy decision.
I think the first hire in a team is always the most challenging, because there is the giving up when you're a type A and you're a control freak. There is a certain, holy cow, I'm giving something up.
Right.
So the first hire, and for Team SBK, that was Tiffany Christensen.
Oh,
who-
we love you, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiff.
Hi, Tiff.
Hey, Tony Figueroa just popped
Hi,
on.
Tony.
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 Tiffany is the backbone to the operation. Without her, things fall apart. I stayed in purgatory for a period of time, not sure if I was ready to hire, but once I had actually met Tiff, I knew that was who I wanted, and it actually took less time for me to be pregnant and give birth to my first son than it took for Tiffany to join the team.
Tiffany loves this story.
Tiffany must love this story.
And I do give Tiffany credit for the fact that my husband and I were able to actually get pregnant and have a child, because hiring Tiffany candidly took so much stress away once we were in sync, that I didn't recognize the level of stress I was carrying and how much that was affecting my personal life while I was so focused on helping everyone else.
So why do you think people, is it because it's type A people and they don't want to let go? Why aren't there more teams created? I mean, you do have, it does take a lot, but I'm at that point too where I've had to release, like Yvonne's helping me, Caitlin's helping me. I have basically it takes a whole village to run TED,
That's
right?
called leverage.
It's, yes, okay, I like that better instead of the
Leverage.
other reference. It's leverage.
You
But
have
I-
high standards and it's leverage.
Yep.
That's how we say it.
Yes, and we're
Yes.
going to hashtag that later.
Yes.
But I feel like if you don't, there's no chance for progress or growth.
I think that there can be progress. I think you will consistently bang your head on that same ceiling.
Agreed.
So if you are running your business like a business, and I think that is also a differentiating factor, because folks that get into real estate a lot of times are looking at the flexibility and making your own schedule, and there is a mindset shift in running your business like a business
True.
to be able to then look at expansion and taking on payroll and hiring someone and recognizing those things. So that's a scary spot to play in for a lot of folks.
So obviously, based on everything that you guys have said, there's a reason why, well, you created the title for the show, which is Touching Lives, Building Futures,
Yes.
the Ultimate Customer Experience. Because what it sounds like you've created, you've got your team, everybody's playing to their strengths, and all that can possibly do is be positive and wonderful for the people that you're engaging. So talk a little bit about why you chose the title and how do you create that ultimate customer experience?
I'll defer to Elle for a minute to give her an opportunity to say why she felt our mission as far as the Touching Lives and Building Futures was going to be a fit for her, since she understood how we ran things before we approached her.
So to me, coming from the environment and corporate that I came from, our biggest thing was customer satisfaction, customer service. We were in an industry that I was in that it was repeat business, year over year growth because of that business, and the customers meant the world to me. Just as much as my employees at that time meant the world to me, my customers came first. And making sure that their repeat business, their referrals, is what kept me going. And so because of that, when I started with Keller Williams, obviously it had the values that I was looking for. And as I started in the past year working with Stacie and her team,
We do have a Tracy.
Yeah, we have a Tracy on a team, T1, T2, Stacie.
I'm Fred, so you're good.
Right.
Yeah. When, working with Stacie and the team, I saw those values, and it meant a lot to me because the work ethic was there, the values were there. It wasn't, I hate to say this sometimes, but it wasn't just, it's not about your commission check. It wasn't just about like, how fast can we close that transaction? I need to get that quick, churn and burn. Wasn't what I was looking for. And they expressed and had those values. And I saw that, and that is exactly what I wanted with my business. And so that helped. And so when the opportunity came, as much as I always, for the last 2 years, anybody that knows me or knows that's been working with me, I never wanted to join a team, never wanted to start a team. And I should say,
we converted her.
They converted me. And when I was once approached and had this discussion earlier enough in my career with Rick Bosley, our fabulous team leader and KWO Vito, his question to me was, if you had to do that and you had to mirror someone, quick answer, who would that be? I said, SBK & Co. There was no even thought about that. And so this was only a natural transition for me.
I love it.
Thank you. And for us, and I'll speak from Tiffany and my perspective, it took Tiff a little time to transition into the way that I saw business. I'm not looking to reinvent myself every time a market shifts, so it's not a silver bullet, it's not a quick fix. This is truly about understanding people's unique needs and being able to morph and accommodate to them.
I love that.
Period. So no transaction is the same. Technically, we don't see things as the transaction. Yeah. This is now how are we going to be able to help you personally achieve the goals that you've shared that you need to accomplish. So everything is different and unique, and we're on top of it. And the amount of folks that we have now participating with us, because this was an amazing fit. Tracie's been an amazing fit for the team. All of that has helped to create an experience from the event planning to our pop buys to the touching base.
We love our pop buys.
We'll do things that are family friendly. We're doing things that are a little bit more adult friendly, but this is something where we talk about creating customers for life. We are looking at that experience, which is why most of our business is repeat and referral.
Which is really the key, because in real estate, a lot of it, if you look at the statistics, and I don't know the numbers because I can barely quote numbers, but I do know that what happens is realtors in general and loan people, mortgage people, we're horrible about following up with our past clients. We're horrible about engaging them post-closing. Even though we're told 7 touches or 10 touches or whatever it is every year, and how that will get you more people and how you should ask, we're terrible at it. And so they want us to not be terrible. That's the message that I hear. And whenever I poll somebody, and I'm not saying I'm great at it either. I need to work on it.
We all have areas of improvement.
Like I have a lot of areas of improvement, which I try to talk about on the show, so you don't have to go through what I go through. But I will ask a former borrower. I'll reach out to them 6 months later, and I should have reached out to them every month, every time, all the time, because they're like, "Oh, my sister just refinanced."
Going,
And you're like,
Man. Why didn't you think of me? Well, it's not their responsibility to think of me. It's my responsibility to continue to be top of mind with them. And I think that we miss out on so many amazing opportunities because we're not putting that effort in. We're all worried about what's the next new kill, the next new blood. And that is the worst possible thing that you can do. Have you guys experienced the same thing on your end?
We have, and industry-wise, we definitely notice, depending on who you are working with, you can see some different approaches to business. Overall, I think not only, and I'll take this level, it's not just about our customers. One of the keys in our business is also co-broking well with the other agents.
Sure.
yes.
So the treating folks with respect and having open communication and being responsive. I mean, these are all basics to the business that a lot of folks forget.
So that's it. So I understand. You're being kind, so I won't be.
I'm being
so
PC, sorry.
Well, it's in our ultimate experience.
She's going to take over
Take
from
over
me
for you for a
right
second.
now. It's the Eleonora show. Here
Let
it
him say
goes.
Let him say it.
Go
Let him
ahead.
say
No,
it.
you go. You
No,
go.
I mean, part of our customer experience is not just with the customer.
No.
It's also our experience in that, in that transaction we have with that customer, meaning
With all players.
with all the players. It's not, it's the co-agent, it's the lender,
It's the title
it's
company.
the title company, it's everybody that's involved in that process. I'll say it jokingly, it's playing nice in the sandbox with everybody.
Correct.
And if you don't have that, and you don't have that synergy with everybody, your whole, all of it will fall apart, and it won't make it an ultimate experience. So when you have that and you're getting feedback from each part, every party, it's like, oh wow, that was, one of the nicest transactions we've had in a long time. Because again, just like realtors, lenders will go through the same thing, title companies will go, they all go through that same exact, situation with that experience.
And it is our job to reduce the stress for the customer.
Absolutely.
For one of the biggest either investments or sales, which is normally extremely stressful that they're making in their life. And we need to be able to openly communicate with all parties.
And I think the open communication is so important. So on my side, or all of our sides, you were talking about how you guys, the bartender or the therapist, the psychiatrist, psychologist, we're all that because they are giving us information that they have held tight for a very long time.
Yes.
It's not easy to share your bank statements, your tax returns, how much money you make or don't make. There are so many things that they're sharing with us as almost kind of a total stranger until they get to know us. And we provide them the ultimate customer experience. We're going to hashtag that. Until they get to that level, it's a lot to ask of them. And so to underestimate how painful that can be or how scary that can be is where I think a lot of us, all of our professions across the board, we underestimate how difficult that is. Yes, you may have the money in the bank. You may have the credit score. You may have the house that you want. But it's still a difficult thing to share all of that and to really go in full force and then trust you and trust me and trust the appraiser, the inspector. It's a lot to ask of a human being who's not in our world.
Exactly.
Well,
Go ahead.
I think one of the tougher parts when I started in real estate, so in my early 20s, here I am working.
Just a few years ago.
Just a few. Just a few. In my early 20s when I'm working with a builder and we are speaking with the public and folks are coming in and they're going, oh, do you live in this product? Do you live in this community? And I'm sitting there going, heck no, I can't afford this.
Right.
So it was a little bit different.
Tracy,
Hi,
Tracy, she
Ah,
already
see,
hashtagged
I love
you.
it. Good hack.
Tracy.
She's listening. I like that about Tracy.
It was different, and I didn't truly understand it till I went through it.
Right.
So did I believe in the product I was selling at the time? Absolutely. And did I buy from that builder when I could afford it? Yes. So you had those stages. Now on the general real estate side of it, the easiest way to relate to the customer base, I went through a refinance.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Holy
I know, right?
cow. So it was something where the market had shifted. So this was no longer the no income verification. Here you go, just sign your name and make it happen.
We want your first and second born now.
You get the blood type, all of it, everything was there.
That's a good, I'm going to put that one down.
It was a very different experience
Totally
to
different.
go through that 7 years later to recognize, okay, this is what the customer is dealing with.
Yep.
So it now helped me become a little bit more relatable as we were sitting there talking about it, because now it's my testimonial of what we went through. And I was a hot mess in paperwork. Let's not lie.
I don't believe that for
never.
No,
never.
Jan is right. It is. It's a scary time. And as I tell customers when I meet with them, being that I'm on the I deal with buyers, it is a scary feeling. And I tell them, I'm like, I'm going to be with you every step of the way, from beginning to middle to end and thereafter. I mean, it is, and I tell them that it's not something you just tread lightly into. It is. And hi Shirley, we love you. And
love you,
Shirley and John Stanford, their
Stanford.
catering service is wonderful.
Amazing. Oh, I love how she said it. Wonderful.
Wonderful. There's the Boston that comes out of me.
I love that. Yeah, we love Shirley. But you're right. So what I hear you saying on the customer service, under the customer experience, is we have to be their advocate, all of us together. And so when we become disjointed as their advocate team, lender, realtor, appraiser, other lender that's other realtor that's involved, it's a scary thing for them because they feel like their safety net is being torn away. And so that's why working together, which is what they're saying, is so, the synergy is so critical. So on the encouragement side for people in my business, in your business, it's so critical for us to work together, because we have to remember, let's say you're representing the buyer, so the person who's representing the seller, you're depending on them to be equally as wonderful and supportive and advocate-oriented as you are. And engaged. And so if you're educating the seller, then there's a disconnect. And so it can be scary, because immediately your seller's going, what's going on? Why is the buyer's agent doing more for me than the seller's agent? So it's critical when you're engaging a realtor, a lender, anybody who's part of your transaction, or what you're doing, to make sure you're comfortable with them and that they are communicative. Because if they're not, if it takes you 3 days to get a hold of your person, you need to really revisit that. And so you guys, that's what the ultimate, and to me, the ultimate customer experience is about, making sure they feel good and they know that professionally you're on their side.
They've got your back.
You have to have their back. All right, so we're going to share all of Stacie. See how fast it went? Stacie, we're at 127.
Wow.
Stacie and Eleonora's information. We'll share their contact information, web pages, Facebook links, all of that good stuff. So any parting words of wisdom for them, and each of you can take a turn on that. And you all did an amazing job. See, it's it's painless.
Yes, thank you.
Because you're just talking from the heart, and people can see that, they can feel, they know the authenticity, and there's no faking here. None whatsoever.
And your jacket is amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Do you like the cuffs?
I do.
I know you guys can't see the cuffs, but they're awesome. So any parting words of wisdom for them?
Wow, I know, I can't believe it's already been a half hour. No, I mean, this was great. I'm glad. Thank you for the questions and the comments that were coming. I mean, again, we're here as a team to help anybody out there. So if you have anybody that's looking, that's on the fence or whatnot, we would love to help out. Team SBK at Keller Williams in Oviedo, we'd love to help you. And again, we'd love to have you join our family.
There it is.
Thanks, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny.
Thank you.
She's amazing.
And I would say ultimately our biggest passion is helping others. So that is the focus, whether you are buying, selling, just have questions, refinancing, whatever the scenario is. We do have strong ties and relationships across the board with many different facets of what goes on in the real estate side of things and construction side of things and lending side of things. So we are here to help.
I love it.
So please reach out for whatever we can do for you.
Ted, look at your guests. Hey, Mark Hayes. You guys know Mark? I love Mark.
And can I plug you in for Sunday that you'll be joining
us?
us?
Let's
so
do it.
yes, Ted and I will be hosting an open house for one of our new listings that goes live today in Lucas Landing. And so more information to come. But Ted will be joining me.
Woohoo! We're going to do an open house showcase
from
there.
12 to 3.
12 to 3, Sunday, Lucas
yes.
Landing.
Yes, Lucas Landing. Like us on our Facebook page, myself, Stacie,
Instagram,
and Instagram,
YouTube.
And we're going to put all of that contact information and everything when we share the video.
Yes, and if you are looking for that beautiful house, this is the one to come and see.
There it is. All right, so
Thanks,
see, no crying.
No
crying.
moments.
No Oprah moments.
Yes.
I knew better. Definitely cocktails, though. I love that. We love you guys. It's been a fantastic, amazing week. what a great way to top off the week with
Thanks,
you two
Ted.
ladies.
Thank you.
I mean, amazing.
Appreciate
So
this.
we love you guys. Thanks for all the comments. If you made one and we didn't address it, the three of us will get to it, I
Yes.
promise you. Have a wonderful weekend. Come and check out the open house that we'll be at
Yes.
on Sunday. We love you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Mwah.
guys.